months after an encounter with the FBI. So let's begin there. Gary Byrne is with me, former federal air marshal and the author of the book Crisis of Character, about his time as a Secret Service agent for President Bill Clinton. Gary, thank you so much for being with me. And, you know, this broke on the show Friday.
Thank you.
I read all about it. Thank you. All this weekend. And I mean, here he was in Alaska a couple months ago, walks into an FBI office, tells them, I'm hearing voices in my head. They're telling me to join ISIS. You know, voluntarily checks himself in for a mental check. They take his gun away. He gets out of this mental evaluation and he gets the gun back. Why?
Yeah. So they determined, Brooke, in that evaluation that he was okay, that they weren't going to deprive him of his Second Amendment rights or his freedom of movement rights in the Constitution. So eventually he ends up at the airport. And the video you showed, it is disturbing and it's very sad. But the system didn't really fail up until, the FBI did the right thing. He was evaluated. The system only failed at the point where when he gets to the airport, he either has a break with reality or listens to those voices. He takes the firearm into the bathroom, allegedly, loads it, comes back out with it hidden in his waistband, and you saw him in the video. He commits murder right in front of us. How do you stop that? My experience as an air marshal for 13 years, we put the security heavy on the departure side where everybody comes in at the checkpoints. And sometimes we neglect the baggage side. And clearly, if there had been some law enforcement there, maybe it would have deterred him from doing it. Or two, maybe they could have stepped up and drawn their gun and stopped him.
Sure, it's a soft target. And when we were, watching this on Friday, so many people thought, oh, it must be someone who just walked in those baggage claim doors with a gun. And we were all just shocked to learn, in fact, he had properly filled out the paperwork, checked the gun, and we see what happened. The next question is, so many people in this country had no idea you could absolutely lawfully check a gun and ammo.
Yeah.
Do you think that should change?
No, I don't. Here's how it works, just to give your viewers a better idea. Right now, as we speak, there are thousands and thousands of people, Brooke, there are thousands and thousands of people traveling around the country with firearms in baggage. They're hunters, they're sportsmen, they're competitive shooters, they're gun collectors. And the process is you show up at the airport with an unloaded firearm, you present you ask for the paperwork from the airline, you tell them what you have. They do this every day. You fill out the paperwork. You show them and/or a TSA employee that the firearm is unloaded, and you're actually allowed to have some ammunition in with like one box of ammunition in with it because it's going in the checked baggage. But the gun cannot be loaded. So you have an unloaded firearm that's been checked. There may be some ammo or may not be some ammo with it, and then the owner locks it up in front of them, and then it goes in the checked baggage. And this is happening now as we speak, and there's almost never a problem with it.
Until Friday in Fort Lauderdale. I'm sure this is the beginning of many, many more conversations. We've got to go. Gary Byrne, thank you so much for your time. It's an important piece to discuss. Thank you. Meryl Streep calling out Donald Trump.